Welcome to the 115th edition of Make Pro Wrestling Majestic Again. I am Tigerhite, and as you can see, I am alone. Peanut Gallery is fine. He is out of town for a conference. He will be out for this show and for the next show. Next week's show will be released earlier because I have to pick him up from said airport at the time that we usually do the show, and he said he's not going to bother, so I'm going to do it early. But let's get into my soapbox. We have 2 reviews, and then we have a match that I cannot wait to show you guys. So let's get into Raw. Raw bounced back great as it relates to ratings. So last week it was a 1.759 and it was a 1.888 million. So great bounce back. And then it was a 0.61 demo instead of a 0.53 last week. These are significant numbers. And people say, oh, do the numbers really matter? They're the only metric that we can see. If we can see the numbers of DVRs, if we can see the numbers of online interactions, I mean, WWE is going to blow everybody else out of the water just by proxy. They are the company that has the largest social media basic following for a media company, period. But let's get into Raw. So Cody Rhodes' segment was fine. I love that Shinsuke Nakamura is in the main event title picture. It's been a while. The new heel is good, but I want to see more fleshed out character work from him. Shinsuke is great, don't get me wrong, but especially when he was in New Japan, that King of Strong style was very heavily emphasized, and it set him apart from his peers. And I think he's sort of getting lost in the shuffle here, and I want to see more of that development. You know, it's great seeing Kofi Kingston back from his injury, so we have the New Day really helping out that tag team. Judgment Day, they were fine. You know, they had the main event because it is Judgment Day at the end of the day. And also, is Rhea Ripley going to defend this freaking championship? Am I the only one who feels that this entire title reign of Rhea Ripley has been absolutely wasted, and she is one of the worst champions I have seen right now? Period. She won the title. She had, I think, a defense, and that's been it. She hasn't been on pay-per-view. She hasn't done anything with it. WWE, what are we doing with this women's world champion? You have an opportunity here to showcase Rhea, but she's just talking. Like, seriously, she's great. She's a great promo. But come on, let's do something else with her. Anyway, there wasn't really a whole lot in between that sandwich. Shayna Baszler is hopefully being pushed to the moon as well. Maybe Shayna should go after Rhea, but you have heel versus heel, and I don't like that, and there's nothing we can do about it. And Shinsuke beating Bronson was pretty good, and they kept Bronson really strong. So I was quite happy overall with the majority of this. Oh, and Chad Gable winning that Fatal 4-Way match was great, and the match was very good. Let's go into NXT, and once again, NXT way up. Man, I don't know what's been going on with WWE, but they were way up this week. It was a 776K viewers instead of a 717. It was a 0.23 next to a 0.23. That is awesome. That's a significant jump for NXT. That could be the highest rating NXT I have seen in a long time. And all it's doing is this. All it's doing. Boom, boom, boom. No competition. Well, that probably helps. But this was a good show. Dominic defending the NXT North American Champion was good. Can we leave Rey Mysterio out of anything Dom is doing at this point? Because now it's annoying. And especially given what happened after Smackdown, hopefully that will stay the case. Mustafa Ali and Axiom had a good match. We saw some great showcase with these fake Heritage Cup, but I felt like it was totally useless bringing in this fake Heritage Cup. I love the entrance of Metaphor. It is wicked cool. If you have some time, go out of your way to watch it. It is really slick. It's clean. It's very simple, but it's really neat. I cannot gush enough about it. And Ilya Dragunov with Trick Williams, it's just a match made in heaven. Fantastic stuff. Braun Breaker beating Von Wagner was good, but not only that, the gimmick of putting somebody through the announce table is so freaking over with Von Wagner. I am so happy for him. And it's like nobody looked weak in that at all. Braun Breaker won, and he still got put through the table. Great I want to see these guys continue this rivalry because it was awesome. And that's why it got the ratings that it did. Look at the ratings. It's proven. NXT is back, baby. Oh, and now we get to Dynamite. This was such a disappointing, really bad show. And I think the numbers reflect it. Because while WWE was doing this, AEW is doing this. So how are they selling out Wembley? How is that happening? It just doesn't make sense to me. And the card is speaking for itself on how bad this is. And I didn't even realize that there's literally less than a week between All In and All Out. Who made that choice? How do you... What? All In was bought because it's in a stadium. That's it. That's it. And look at the card that you're getting. Your main event is also on the pre-show. Do you see Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa teaming to face the tag team champions on the pre-show? Do you see that? Or the NXT tag team champions. Do you see that? It's the literal same comparison. Your world champion teaming with a guy. I like the pairing. They're going after the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions. It's essentially the developmental tag team champions. Do you see that with WWE? No. Why? Because their world champion is a main eventer. MJF did not sell out this arena. This match did not sell out this arena. All In sold out this arena, or the stadium. That's it. There's nothing else there. There's no substance. Look at the women's world champion situation. It's crap. This dumbass tournament. You know why? Because they had nothing better. There was nothing better to do with it. It's disappointing. You sold out Wembley. You supposedly surpassed WWE when they were there in 92. Congratulations. Look at the card that you're putting out. Look at the card that WWE put out in the same building. Intercontinental Champion match. Davey Boy Smith, hometown boy, won the thing. If there was the roof, I guess, blew out. It's stupid. It's so dumb. I cannot believe this. Rob Van Dam worked a lot better than I thought. He looked absolutely phenomenal. He did a lot of the stuff that he would do. And I'm hoping that it's still just a one-off for him. And I think it is. I don't know how, because I know that he's had some concussion issues, some sight issues, and some hearing issues, to what I've heard. And I really hope this is a one-off. He is keeping himself in absolutely great shape, and I don't want anything to be compromised. And especially in this stupid-ass company, he will get hurt. Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy continuing with the Young Bucks. This was a sad match. Jeff Hardy can barely fucking move. Please let this guy go. He is hurting. He is sad. He is miserable. The Mogul Embassy segment was awful. The MJF Adam Cole thing was stupid. God, it was so funny. There was somebody in my comment section on YouTube that said, I thought MJ, because my thumbnail, where I had MJF hugging Adam Cole, and somebody said, I swear to God, I thought Adam Cole was Britt Baker for a second. That's how absolutely small he is. He was cut and looked great at NXT. What the actual hell happened here? Like, seriously, he is a stick. He is a twig. Can Adam Cole absorb some of Keith Lee's fat or something? Because I'm worried that this guy is not eating. Jesus, God. Oh, and then there was a Women's World Champion match. Toni Storm gets a bye. So she was already in the... Why was Toni Storm in the match? Why didn't Hikaru Shida get the bye? She's your women's champion. How does any of this make sense to anybody else? And then the Jericho Appreciation Society thing was a bunch of crap. It was ridiculous. It broke apart and it made no sense. God. AEW makes me so frustrated. I even saw like the most hardcore of hardcore AEW marks on X even saying that this show sucks. And it did. It absolutely did. And look at the numbers. It just did it. Boom. It verifies everything. And here is Impact Wrestling. Oh, and even better. NXT is getting really close to Dynamite. They're getting really freaking close to Dynamite. Maybe NXT should move back to Wednesdays and kill it. Impact Wrestling. I couldn't find ratings or demo. The show was fine. I do like that PCO is back, and I think they really did that well. It sucks that Steve Maclin got hurt. I wish they would have waited a little bit until Steve Maclin came back, because he was a big part of that whole injury angle, or literally setting himself on fire angle, and they just couldn't wait. ABC beat Rich Swann and Sami Callihan, I think. Yeah, it doesn't matter. The whole tournament to determine the tag team champions, contenders, is fine. Dirty Dango continuing to have Johnny Bravo help him. I love it. I absolutely love it. There just really wasn't a whole lot. Jody Threat. I don't understand the whole fascination with Jody Threat. She is not that good. All she does is bang her head, and she looks like somebody hit her with a hot shovel. I don't know why they're on this Jody Threat girl. I don't get it. Let's talk about SmackDown, and let's have another discussion. I already had it before, but this is my longer form parts of my video, so I can break this apart a little bit longer. People, Jey Uso ain't going anywhere. He's getting paid too good. He is the main event program. Why would he leave WWE? Why? If he actually leaves, that's the dumbest thing he would ever do. Period. I loved Jimmy Uso's explanation because it makes sense. I don't want you to turn into Roman. That was it. Boom. It was so good in every way. It was like, oh, I'm back with Roman. No, he did it to protect his brother. And oh, God, it was so great. Roman was awesome. The whole segment was great. Jey Uso moving to the alumni section, are people losing their minds like, oh, he's actually leaving. If Jey Uso is actually leaving, WWE would not make a whole angle around it. Like, they wouldn't have done that. CM Punk basically signed his contract before the pipe bomb. He was just negotiating certain things. That was it. And WWE capitalized on that beautifully, and they're doing it here. Jey Uso's contract expires in August. If he is leaving the company, he's probably going to take some time off. I've been hearing rumors that he wants to take some time off. Great. Have a ball. By the way, SmackDown last week got 2.248 million with a 0.62 demo. That's bonkers numbers. If Fox does not renew SmackDown, please, NBC Universal, you got to scoop that up, or Warner Brothers. Hey, these people actually get numbers, good numbers, with good demo. Just saying. It's time to get that secondary promotion on AEW Plus, and let's play around with some big boys, okay? Just seriously. SmackDown overall was fine. AJ and Karrion Kross had a very strange match. There was a botch that was really bad. They just really couldn't get back into the flow, but they pulled off a decent match. Edge challenging Sheamus was awesome, and especially because of the throwback 4 years ago when Sheamus basically convinced Edge to come back, that he could do this, and I really liked that play on that, and it felt great. LA Knight is awesome. He beat Top Dollar. Who cares about Top Dollar and the rest of Hit Row at this point? Or who cared about them at all without Isaiah Swerve Scott or Swerve Strickland? And Charlotte Flair and Asuka had a match. It was a good match, but there was just no reason for it. And also, where's Bianca? Is she actually hurt? Oh, Collision. I actually like this Collision. I like the main event. I liked a lot of the matches. Except. Last week, they did 417,000 people in a 0.13 demo. This is what happens when you put a show on Saturday, when you know WWE does a pay-per-view on Saturdays and UFC does pay-per-views on Saturdays. This is why you don't do a show on a weekend. Why did they choose this? God, I say it every time I see Collision, and it's like, it's a good show. It feels different. It feels fresh and different from Dynamite and Rampage, but for some reason, they throw it on a Saturday. I don't watch it live. I will never watch it live. I'm not going to do that. It's Saturday. I live in Las goddamn Vegas. You think I'm going to be sitting around watching a wrestling show? Come on. I'm not going to do that. It's dumb. Anyway, House of Black and CMFTR's match was good. And also with the Samoa Joe inclusion on basically passing out Punk was a nice addition there. Nobody looked bad. Everybody looked good. But they are wasting CM Punk for All In on Samoa Joe. These two should have a match at All Out. That would be much better. They're not going to do that, though. They're being stupid here. They're not thinking with big boy brain. They're thinking with small baby brain. Because it's a small baby brain, a money mark, who's running the fucking company. It's stupid. It's absolutely dumb. Like, what are we doing here? This is what happens when you do 2 pay-per-views in a span of less than a week. God. Ricky Stark's promo was fine. He looked like he was about to go fishing, but his promo was good. Samoa Joe's stuff was fine, but once again, a waste of time. Christian was good. I really liked his promo work. And then there was just the most random TNT Championship match in the world, and I couldn't care. And that is really my soapbox. I hope you enjoyed it. When we come back, we're talking about Triple Mania.